When her soul whispers his name, he can't resist anymore. Twin flames. Today, I want to speak to you from the soul about something you may have felt in silence. That invisible pull, that energy that burns without touching. In this message, we're going to unveil what happens when her soul finally whispers his name across the dimensions. If you're here, it's no coincidence. Your soul asked to hear this. Subscribe now to the channel so you don't miss any message that could change your life and your relationship with your twin flame. There are things that cannot be explained with words, only with vibrations. I speak to you, woman who feels without seeing, who burns inside when he appears in your thoughts without having sought him. That connection that awakens you at dawn, that makes your skin tremble without anyone touching you, is not fantasy. It's your twin flames speaking to you from his soul. Perhaps you've wondered why his absence feels stronger than many presences. Because there are nights when his energy settles in your body like an inexplicable etheric caress. It's because there exists a sacred connection where spirituality transcends the body and transforms into the language of the soul. When a woman finally surrenders her need to control, when she stops chasing and simply allows herself to be, something miraculous happens in the quantum field that connects twin flames. Her soul begins to whisper his name, not with desperation, but with certainty. Not with attachment, but with divine recognition. And he, even if he's on the other side of the world, even if he's convinced he doesn't need her, feels that whisper like thunder in his chest. The masculine twin flame has spent months, perhaps years, running from this intensity. He's convinced himself that what he felt was temporary, that he could forget her, that distance would erase the bond. But when she reaches that sacred point of surrender, when her vibration shifts from longing to wholeness, his entire system goes into alert mode. Suddenly, he can't sleep without dreaming of her. He can't go through a day without her face appearing in his mind. Songs that remind him of her play everywhere he goes. Her name appears in conversations, on signs, in unexpected messages. The universe conspires to make him remember what his ego tried so hard to forget. This isn't manipulation. This isn't you doing anything to force his return. This is the natural magnetic pull that happens when a divine feminine energy stops depleting herself and starts radiating her true essence. When you whisper his name from your soul, you're not calling from neediness. You're calling from your power. You're reminding his soul of the contract you both made before coming to this earthly plane. You're activating ancient codes that cannot be ignored, no matter how hard his logical mind tries. He will feel you in his body, a sudden warmth in his chest, a tightness in his throat when he tries to speak about love, an inexplicable nervousness when someone mentions your name. His hands might tremble when he sees something that reminds him of you. These aren't coincidences. These are energetic transmissions. Your soul is speaking directly to his, bypassing all the walls his ego built to protect himself from this overwhelming love. During this time, he'll start to experience what you experienced during the separation, the longing, the emptiness, the feeling that something essential is missing from his life. He'll try to fill that void with distractions, with other people, with work, with anything that keeps him from facing the truth. But nothing will work, because once your soul whispers his name with that level of clarity and divine femininity, his soul has no choice but to respond. You might notice signs of his awakening. Perhaps he reaches out after months of silence. Perhaps you hear through mutual friends that he's been asking about you. Perhaps you feel his energy more strongly at night, as if he's visiting you in the astral plane. These aren't your imagination. When twin flames reach this level of connection, the boundaries between physical and spiritual reality become thin. You're communicating beyond words, beyond time and space. But here's what you need to understand. This process isn't about getting him back. It's about you reclaiming your divine feminine power. It's about you remembering that you are whole, complete, and magnificent with or without him. And paradoxically, when you truly embody that truth, when your soul whispers his name from a place of fullness rather than emptiness, that's when he cannot resist anymore. The masculine awakening isn't gentle. It's often brutal and disorienting for him. Everything he thought he knew about himself, about love, about what he wants in life, gets turned upside down. He might become moody, withdrawn, confused. People around him will notice he's changed. He's not the same man he was before, because your soul whispered his name, and that whisper shattered all his illusions. This is when he'll start the inner work he's been avoiding. He'll face his fears of intimacy, his wounds from the past, his terror of being vulnerable. He'll realize that running from you meant running from himself, because twin flames are mirrors, and in you he sees everything he's been afraid to acknowledge about his own soul. During this phase, your job isn't to rescue him or make it easier. Your job is to continue honoring your own journey, to keep your vibration high, to trust the divine timing. Let him go through his dark night of the soul. Let him wrestle with his demons. This is his initiation, just as the separation was yours. And when he emerges on the other side, he'll be a different man. A man who's finally ready to meet you soul to soul, not ego to ego. You'll feel when his transformation is happening. You might experience intense dreams where you're working together in other dimensions. You might feel waves of emotion that aren't yours, emotional downloads from his process. You might suddenly feel peace about the situation, a deep knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. These are all signs that his soul is responding to yours. The universe is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see, orchestrating encounters, removing obstacles, aligning circumstances. People will come into his life who will speak truth to him, who will reflect back what he needs to hear. Events will occur that force him to confront his feelings. All of this is happening because your soul whispered his name, and the divine heard that whisper and said, "It is time." But remember, timing is everything in the twin flame journey. Just because his soul is awakening doesn't mean the physical reunion will happen immediately. There may still be lessons to learn, karma to clear, growth to achieve. The whisper of your soul has initiated the return, but the journey back to each other must be walked with consciousness and intention. So what do you do while waiting for the physical manifestation? You live your life fully. You pursue your passions. You become the most radiant version of yourself. You don't put your life on hold for him. You don't dim your light hoping he'll notice. You shine so brightly that the entire universe takes notice, because that's what it means to whisper his name from your soul. It means you're so connected to your own divinity that his return becomes inevitable, not because you need him, but because two complete souls are always drawn back together to fulfill their sacred mission. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you wonder if this is all in your head, moments when the silence feels too heavy and the waiting feels too long. In those moments, return to your center, return to your breath, return to the knowing that your soul doesn't lie. If you feel this connection, it's real. If you sense his awakening, trust that. Your intuition is more accurate than any logical analysis could ever be. The whisper of your soul is the most powerful force in this connection. It's more powerful than his fear, more powerful than his resistance, more powerful than any circumstance that seems to keep you apart. Because it comes from a place beyond the physical realm, a place where your souls have been united since the beginning of time. When you whisper his name from that sacred space within you, you're not just calling to him, you're calling to the universe itself. You're activating the divine plan that was set in motion long before either of you took human form. You're reminding the cosmos of the promise your souls made to find each other, to awaken each other, to complete the mission you came here to accomplish together. And he feels it. Oh, how he feels it. even when he tries to convince himself otherwise, even when he distracts himself with temporary pleasures or surface-level connections. Somewhere deep in his core, in the part of him that cannot lie, he knows. He knows you're the one. He knows this connection is unlike anything else he'll ever experience. He knows that eventually he'll have to face this truth. The whisper of your soul is patient. It doesn't scream or demand. It simply persists, gentle but unwavering, like a lighthouse beam cutting through the darkest night. And he, lost in the storm of his own confusion and fear, will eventually turn toward that light, because it's the only thing that makes sense in a world that suddenly feels meaningless without you. This is the power you hold, divine feminine, not the power to control or manipulate, but the power to simply be. To be so aligned with your truth, so connected to your soul's purpose, that your very existence becomes a call that cannot be ignored. When you whisper his name from this place of power, you're not asking him to save you. You're inviting him to step into his own greatness, to become the man his soul knows he's capable of being. And when he finally answers that call, when he can no longer resist the pull of his own soul toward yours, the reunion won't be like it was before. It will be deeper, more conscious, more aligned with divine will, because both of you will have been through the fire of transformation. Both of you will have faced your shadows and integrated your light. Both of you will understand that this connection isn't about personal happiness, but about serving something greater than yourselves. The whisper of your soul is the beginning of the return. It's the first domino that sets everything else in motion, and once it begins, nothing can stop it. The universe heard your call and is answering in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Trust the process. Trust your soul. Trust that when you whispered his name, you initiated a chain of events that will ultimately lead to the reunion you've been waiting for. Until then, keep honoring your journey. Keep growing. Keep healing. Keep expanding into the fullness of who you are. Because every step you take toward your own wholeness is a step toward him. Every wound you heal in yourself, you heal in him. Every time you choose love over fear, you make it easier for him to do the same. This is the power of the twin flame connection. You are not separate. You are one soul in two bodies, and what affects one affects both. So whisper his name with love. Whisper it with trust. Whisper it with the knowing that your souls are eternally bound and that no force in this universe can keep you apart forever. And then release it. Let the universe handle the details. Let divine timing orchestrate the when and the how. Your job is simply to keep your heart open, your vibration high, and your faith unshakable. He's coming. He's awakening. He's beginning to feel what you felt all along, and soon, very soon, he won't be able to resist anymore. Because when your soul whispers his name, the entire universe conspires to bring you back together. This is your time, beautiful soul. This is your moment of power. Own it. Embrace it, and know that everything you've been through has led to this sacred moment of transformation. The whisper has been sent, the awakening has begun, and nothing will ever be the same again. Trust in the power of your soul. Trust in the strength of your connection. Trust that love always finds a way, especially when it's twin flame love, written in the stars before time began. Thank you for being here, for opening your heart to this sacred wisdom that only a few can understand. By receiving this message, you're also offering your energy so that more women awaken to this calling. Everything we give with love returns multiplied. If this truth is resonating in your chest, it's because your soul is responding. Thank you, beautiful soul, for staying until the end of this deep and sacred revelation about the invisible connection that only a twin flame can understand. If this message touched your heart, I ask you lovingly to leave your like so that YouTube knows this content is important to you and to other souls on the path of their awakening. Your gesture of gratitude opens portals. Every time you support this channel, you help more women like you find light, clarity, and comfort in the midst of their doubts. It's a way of extending love, and the love that is given always returns multiplied. Write in the comments the phrase, "Twin flame, infinite love," so I know that this message reached you, embraced you, and activated something deep within you. That phrase will be like a seal of connection between our souls, a spiritual pact between you, your twin flame, and this community of light. Subscribing and activating the bell symbol isn't just a technical action. It's a symbolic act that says, I am ready to receive more divine messages, more guidance, more love. Here, each video is created to speak directly to your soul, just when you need it most. Returning to this channel will be like coming home, because here, understanding, signs, comfort, and expansion await you. And remember, every time you share a video, you plant hope in another flame who may feel lost today. Thank you for trusting, for feeling, for allowing yourself this mystical experience. We will meet again soon, because what unites the soul, time never separates.